Hey, welcome back, everybody. So I was driving to work this morning, and we're going to do this here in a second, hypothesis testing about a population variance, but I just want to share this with you because I was thinking about this when I was driving to work because I've got a buddy and his son is struggling, and he's struggling because he's young enough to still know everything. And I remember what that was like, being young and feeling very confident and also wanting to figure things out for myself and not always wanting to listen to my elders. But what I see now that I'm older and what I see now that I'm seeing my friend's son struggling is that elders really want to, like your parents or people in your life, they really want, generally speaking, if you're born into a functional family and have a functional community around you as opposed to dysfunctional, they really want to help you succeed. And they love you, and so they want to see you realize what's best for you. And what I want to say about that, and they've lived, right? They've lived and they've learned and they've had a lot of experiences where they learned things the hard way. And if you listen to them, you can avoid those experiences where you learn things the hard way, and you can instead just learn by listening from them. And I think that's a really important insight, is just to listen to your elders and try to learn from your elders, like, what do you know? So one of the things I really learned, and this is what I was thinking about when I was driving to work, there's many things I've learned, but one of the things I really learned is that at your stage of life, when you're young, when you're just getting out of high school, or almost finishing high school, or just beginning your education, you really have the opportunity to choose one of these envelopes, okay? And each of these envelopes is a salary, okay? And you can choose which salary, which paycheck you want. At this stage of life, you get to choose which paycheck you want. So here's the paycheck where you make minimum wage. That's like flipping burgers at McDonald's. Here's the paycheck, so that would be like what, $16 an hour right now? Or $20 an hour maybe? Here's the paycheck where you make $40 an hour. Here's the paycheck where you make $60 an hour, and that works out to about $120,000 a year. And here's the paycheck where you make $100 an hour, and that works out to about $200,000 a year. And here's the paycheck where you make $500,000 a year. Okay, so you can make $40,000 a year, $20 an hour. You can make let's say $60,000 a year, $30 an hour. You can make $50 an hour, $100,000 a year. Or you can make $200,000 a year, $100 an hour. Or you can make $500,000 a year. And $500,000 a year, I'm just thinking about that. That'd be like $250 an hour. Which paycheck do you want to choose? Right? Like, that's your choice right now. And you get to choose. And all you have to do is reach out and take it. Because life is going to have work for the rest of your life. And here's one of the things. I mean, there are varying qualities of work. There's minimum wage work. There's digging trenches. There's construction. There's physical labor. And I love physical labor. And I'll tell you a story about that in a second. But also at the end of the day, you're working for a paycheck. And so once you get your bachelor's degree, your master's degree, and then a higher degree beyond that, either a PhD or an MD, you really get into a level where the paychecks are different. And not only that, but the work is all pretty much good quality work. And by good quality, I mean that you have freedom, you have autonomy, and you're helping people. And you get to help run things, and you get to help make decisions. And so you feel a real sense of efficacy, and you also feel a sense of impact. Like, I'm having a positive impact on those that I help, right? My customers, those that I serve, whether it's students or patients or employees and customers in a business, right? You get to influence things because you went far enough in your education. And so it's all work. And to get to that higher paycheck, you could take this lower paycheck. Let me just get those envelopes again. You could take this lower paycheck, right? And then you get to get out there sooner and start making a little bit of money. Or you could stay in school and you might need to, get some student debt or get creative, and maybe you join ROTC to help finance your education, whatever you need to do. But and then you don't get a paycheck for a while. You're still a student and you're working and you're paying instead of being paid. And that could be a hard choice to make. But if you can see the long term, that it's only a couple more years of school to get that master's, to get that doctorate, to get that MD, and to get that bigger paycheck, like at the end of the day, that bigger paycheck is going to pay for everything. And so, I have one a friend's wife who became an investment banker, and she makes millions of dollars every year, millions of dollars every year, and she earned her MBA, and it's really interesting work. I have another friend who's an attorney, and he then started doing investments into businesses, started a venture capital fund. He's completely retired. He has a beach house. He has more money than he knows what to do with. I have another friend who got an MBA and became a CPA, a certified public accountant, but then he didn't like working in the office all the time, so he became a firefighter. And then he became the head of the fire station. So he was the fire captain, and then he became the head of the entire fire department, became the fire chief. And he made, when he retired, about $500,000 a year, being the fire chief for an entire county, with great retirement, great benefits. And I have another friend who wanted to be a surgeon. And so he went pre-med as an undergrad. And then to become a surgeon, after he graduated with his bachelor's pre-med, he joined the military so that they would train him to be a surgeon. They trained him to be an orthopedic surgeon. And so he served in the military. He became an orthopedic surgeon. The military paid for it. And he helped, people who were injured or wounded in the military. And now he's out of the military, and he makes about $1 million a year. And so that's extraordinary. And they chose the higher paycheck. I love my work. I'm completely happy where I'm at. It's great. And I'm happy with how things turned out. But I wish I'd had more awareness when I was young that you're really choosing your paycheck. That's what you're doing right now. And you get to choose it. You get to choose your paycheck. And it's a bit of delayed gratification. So the longer you stay in school, the better the degree that you get, the more you're ultimately going to make. So make that choice consciously, right? Like choose the paycheck. And the difference between like being an orthopedic surgeon and being a college professor, like they're both great work. Or being an investment banker, it's all great work. You're working every day, right? And it's satisfying, it's rewarding, it's stimulating, it's intellectually challenging. Like all those things, you're helping people, you're meeting people and building relationships. Like it's in many ways the work is all the same. And one of the big differences between all those things is just the paycheck, right? So I forward that for your consideration so that you could hopefully, at the stage of life that you're at, that information can help you make better decisions, and you can learn a little bit from one of your elders. Because I sat down to record this video and I saw myself here in this video with my shirt and tie on and my jacket. And I guess maybe with my jacket, my hair is gray now. Not as young as I used to be. And you see the fleeting impermanence of life. You see I saw the fleeting impermanence of life and how quickly it goes and how important these little decisions are. So you can do it. Choose your paycheck. I had a student who was in my class 10 years ago, and now he's finishing up with his doctorate in computer science. And he just turned down a job offer for $500,000 a year. Turned it down. He's getting his PhD in computer science because he's like, well, give me another year and my PhD will be finished, and then maybe I'll come work for you, right? But he's like, I'm not going to quit on my PhD after I've come this far, and so I think that's a great decision. Anyhow, that's a little philosophy about life. I'm going to leave this video right here at 10 minutes. That's 10 minutes of philosophy, and in the next video we'll do hypothesis testing about a population variance. See you in the next video.